Chapter 3, The Visionary Mindset, June 11th, 2024, 3:57 p.m. If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. Growing up as a kid in Baltimore, I was lucky enough to have an escape. My father and his side of the family were from New York, and that was an escape itself. My grandmother and grandfather were always hard workers. My grandmother, the risk taker in the family, a short little woman, always had vision. She was the first black female secretary for Standard Oil Company, which during those times was a big thing. Hearing her stories about being a black woman in a time where prejudice was prevalent, she seemed to have accomplished much. At a time, she bought a 20-acre property in the Catskills of New York with 12 cabin bungalows and a big cabin house, the big house, on the property. She used this place for the family and for the community, taking my dad and my aunt's friends from school up there during the summers, the Girl Scouts for trips, and when it wasn't being used, she rented it out to the German community during a specific season, and would then rent it out to the Jewish community during another season. My grandmother wasn't rich and did this all on her own, but she worked hard and made it happen, sometimes by working multiple jobs and investing money well. I never thought a thing of it. I just knew about New York and Disney World. So now we get to the quote above. My grandmother always had a vision to do great things, and she felt she lacked a partner who was interested, my grandfather and her second husband. She was bullish on real estate in the 60s and 70s, and all the way up until she retired in 2008. The one story that stands out is her friends, another couple from the Bronx, when my grandparents lived on 224th Street, approached her and my grandfather about going into business with them. What was the business? The couple wanted my grandparents to be a part of what is now today's Essence magazine. Crazy, right? Well, guess what? Grandpa said, nope. Grandpa was from Harlem, and my grandmother would say, he just didn't see what I saw. Another time, they had an opportunity to buy a brownstone in Harlem, New York, for maybe under $35,000. My grandmother wanted to jump on it quickly. My grandfather said, nope. Now, understanding these days, obviously the man of the marriage held some weight in the dynamic. So if both couldn't agree, it was a no-go. Now, giving you that background, you can see where your vision can be stopped, and regardless, you must find a way to persist. My grandmother eventually got into other real estate opportunities, but that brownstone would be worth over $15 million plus today in 2024. Ain't that shit crazy? Vision requires a spirit of dreaming. Dreaming requires you to be limitless with your thoughts. Don't think elephants can fly? Well, you ask Walt Disney how the fuck he can explain Dumbo. You think flying carpets don't exist? Well, you go ask Walt and them, how can they explain Aladdin? You get my drift? Vision requires a daring audacity to not only dream, but bring that dream to life. As summers approached, my trip to New York as a kid to be with my father's side of the family involved staying in Orlando, Florida for 2 weeks during my cousin and I's birthday in July. Disney World was a hell of a place. As a kid, it's a wonder, but as an adult, you sit back and you really ask yourself, how did this happen? Who had the gall to even build something like this? Walt Disney, the man who brought Mickey Mouse and countless other beloved characters to life, wasn't just an animation genius. He was a dreamer with a grand vision. As a child, growing up in Marceline, Missouri, Walt spent countless hours exploring the town's charming Main Street. Those memories, filled with the simple joys and a sense of community, left a lasting impression. But as Walt became an adult and started taking his daughters to amusement parks, he was increasingly disappointed. The parks felt chaotic and impersonal, lacking a sense of cohesion or storytelling. This yearning for a more immersive and wholesome experience, coupled with his desire to create a place where families could truly have fun together, sparked a revolutionary idea. Walt envisioned a park that transcended the limitations of existing entertainment, a place where imagination, wasn't just sparked, but brought to life. And so, Disneyland was born, a testament to Walt's visionary spirit and his dedication to creating a world of wonder for all ages. All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney. Now, my summers were fun until it was time to trek back to Baltimore, where life was good, but, Anywho, Baltimore was my launch pad for knowing what the fuck I didn't want and how the fuck I didn't want to live. Having vision started young, and just like the inspiration Walt had, sometimes inspiration can come from disappointment or lack, or something being missing not only from the person or the environment, but also from the world. The world around you is a place for you to not only explore the wonders of others' visions brought to life, but also to explore what is missing that you feel you need to contribute to. I now truly believe at this part of my journey that vision is never for self, but it's for the world. Your vision can impact anyone, and that is key while we occupy this place called Earth. Usually a person's experiences can shape not only their world, but can also enhance their inspiration. Steve Jobs wasn't just some tech geek. He could take anything he saw and turn it into something amazing. Remember that calligraphy class he took in college? Seems random, right? But for Steve, it was all about making things beautiful and simple. That's why Apple products always look so sleek and easy to use. Jobs was also kind of a rebel. He hated how boring computers were back in the day and thought that they could be way cooler. He saw this future where technology just worked for you, no hassle. It was kind of crazy, but that's what made him a genius. He could take random stuff from his life and turn it all into one big idea that changed the world. Steve Jobs didn't do it alone, but it's the inspiration that led to his curiosity to continue to learn. It was his experiences, the things that sparked his interest and drove his mind to seek more from life, that allowed him to create Apple. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can praise them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing that you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as crazy ones, we see geniuses. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. Steve Jobs. If you take anything away from this short chapter, learn. Stay curious. Keep a childlike imagination. Look at the world and see what is missing from it for you. Look further than tomorrow. Look to the years to come, where your dream from inspiration can not only impact you, but it can impact the world around you. Steve was hungry. So Steve grew an apple.